Hi everyone, this is Vaughn at Spirit of Health, and we are on fast number 10 of our 11 different types of fasts, starting from what I would consider the easiest up to the most challenging. And number 10 is a water fast. And finally, we've arrived at what we would call a true fast. There is nothing like water fasting, especially biblically. I can give you some compelling arguments as to why this is the best way to fast, but certainly has a lot of cautions. And a lot of people have to be very mindful of going into a water fast. You're definitely going to have to probably work up to a water fast if you've never done one before. That's why I have all those other fasts listed before, other ways for you to fast and separate yourself and sanctify yourself unto the Lord through fasting. But maybe water fasting is too extreme, or maybe you just can't do it. Maybe you're a mom, or you're pregnant, or you're too weak to fast, to water fast. So I wanted you to have all those other options, but water fasting really is true fasting. It's really the ultimate game changer when it comes to health. It's true biblical fasting. Spiritually, water fasting is definitely the most profound way to fast. Many 40-day fasts mentioned in the Bible. And even with Moses, where it was no food or water at all, that would actually be technically a dry fast. The body goes into the deepest state of healing and regeneration in a water fast. Everything else is eating. All the other 9 fasts we talked to up to now is eating. Even juice fasting is eating. It's putting nourishment in your body. Your body doesn't go into the deepest levels of cleansing, fasting, and healing unless you're water fasting or dry fasting. It's a restricted diet, but it's still putting food in your body. So only by completely removing everything that we would consider food can the body really get into its deepest house cleaning capabilities. In actuality, we technically should only reserve the term fasting for true water fasting or dry fasting. Okay? So who will benefit? Water fasting is the ultimate healer. It's the way to completely let go of your body and give it over to God. Everyone can benefit from water fasting, and at the same time, almost everyone needs to exercise some level of caution when water fasting. The health of most people today is so poor that water fasting can be very dangerous. People indulge and gorge before fasting, which makes water fasting more dangerous. People often break a fast being indulgent, gluttonous, and gorging, which could kill you. And I'm being serious about that. There are stories of that. Many people have died. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. The body's very resilient. It's amazing the stories I've heard about what people do in breaking a fast, that they're even still here. The body's not to be taken for granted. Everyone can benefit from water fasting, and all animals in nature water fast to heal their bodies when injured. So advantages, yes. Water fasting is the best. It's the best of the best of the best. I go to it in more detail in the book I'm writing and editing about this, but there's a process called autolysis and autophagy, where the body goes into deep self-destruction of old, sick, waste, dead, diseased cells. The body does not destroy healthy tissue. It does not destroy its own tissue. That is a myth. That only happens when you get into starvation, which is 40 plus days on water. So all this fear of water fasting and your body's going to eat itself and destroy itself and eat its own muscle and all that stuff, it's not true. It's not scientific because the science proves otherwise. So autolysis and autophagy is where the body goes into like a fiery furnace, where it starts to burn up all the old, sick, dead, diseased tissue. It's true fasting, it's true healing, it's true restoration. After 3 days on water, the body goes into this deep state of eating up and destroying this old tissue on day 5 on water only, your body starts to produce its own stem cells. Now, stem cells is kind of like the wave of the future for medicine. People can go get stem cell injections and drop $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 getting a single stem cell injection. Your body produces it on its own. God's design of the human body. You're made in the image of God. You'll produce your own stem cells that can heal and regenerate anything in your body through fasting. That's why fasting is so powerful, especially water fasting. Another advantage, you completely lose your appetite. You don't think about food, you're not craving food. After about 3 days, the thought of food is usually gonzo. At least that's been my experience, and that's what I hear from other people. It allows your body truly to heal the way God designed it. The deep work of removing toxins, poisons, cysts, tumors, abnormal growths, it begins. This can happen with juice fasting or other forms of fasting, but not at the deep level that water fasting does. All right. To make it clear, the body does not enter autolysis or autophagy or stem cell production with any other cleanse or fast besides water fasting that we're talking about now or dry fasting. Water fasting is the fountain of youth. It's the key to anti-aging. It's the answer to sickness and disease. It's what everyone's been looking for. It's God. It's found in us. It's in the Bible. Are we waiting for science to prove it? It's not bad that science proves some of these things, but by faith, we should be fasting. Jesus told us that we should be fasting, that we will fast. And so I think that that's where we're headed. We're headed into a culture of people who are hungry for God and are hungry for things outside of the delicacies of this world. So water fasting is kind of the ultimate in doing that. You can sustain water fast long term, although it can be challenging. So I encourage you to start doing short water fasts leading up to an extended water fast. Absolutely be smart about preparing for a water fast, because this is the absolute worst case scenario of being indulgent up until starting to fast and then starting a water fast on top of it. You could totally throw your body into shock. All right, disadvantages. It can be really hard. It can be spiritually, emotionally, and physically exhausting. You really need to rest and be at peace. You need support. If you're sick and weak, you might need to water fast, but it can be challenging at first. So you might do short ones, 1 day, a 3-day, a 5-day. In our fast-paced world, taking time to slow down is hard but necessary, but you need to find a way if you're going to water fast. You have to do this one right. Our mind is a disadvantage unless it's renewed. There's a lot of fear out there related to fasting, especially water fasting, and there's a fear of the unknown. The medical industry, a lot of family members might think it's dangerous, that you're going to get hurt by it, so it really takes strength and courage and faith to water fast. So what to eat? That's funny, right? Nothing. But let me give you some key points, because this water fasting thing is no joke. It's a real important deal. So I'm going to give you a lot of key tips here that I think are crucial for your success in water fasting. Drink warm, purified water. Never force it. Drink when you're thirsty. I know that sounds crazy, but the less water you drink, the deeper the cleanse. Now, in my water fasting in the past, my experience has been that the deeper I get into the water fast, the less water I actually crave. I had days where I'd only drink a quart of water. So what I'm saying is, don't force a gallon plus of water a day, because you actually might be causing more problems. Your goal of fasting is to remove old, dead, sick, waste, disease deposits out of your body and out of your kidneys. If you don't overconsume water, you actually force your kidneys to go find old, waste sewage water in your body, pull it up to your kidneys, cleanse it and recycle it, and eliminate the waste. It's the deepest form of cleansing. That's why dry fasting is so powerful, that we'll talk about in the last video. Drink water. Don't get dehydrated, but don't force it. Don't become a waterlogged person because you were told to drink a gallon of water a day. You can do short fast where you might do distilled water, but I recommend purified water, especially for long seasons of fasting. Never drink distilled water in a long-term fast. You need minerals. This is a key to fasting, and this is a key to you understanding water, is you need to drink purified water, but you need to add minerals. It's crucial. You can add electrolyte minerals. You can add plant-based minerals. I like ocean minerals. There's one I use called By Ocean. I'll do a little video on water, and I'll give you that information. I'll show you those products. But you want to drink water. Don't force too much. Drink purified water and add minerals to it, because people get dehydrated, not because they're not drinking enough water, because of lack of minerals. You can't get waters into the cells of your body without minerals. Without sodium, you can't get a single drop of water into the cells of your body. There's something called the sodium-potassium pump that works in your cells that keeps you hydrated. So you have to have minerals in the water. And if you don't do that, you can be in trouble. I've seen people do extended water fasts and end up in the hospital, hooked up to IVs. And what do they put in those IVs? Salt, potassium, basic electrolyte minerals. So they're important. Start slow. I encourage short 3, 5, 7, 10-day water fasts. Start with 1 day if you've never done it before. 40 days would be nice, but most people aren't ready. Water fast, these are just some options. 1 day a week. Just 1 day a week, you do water only. Maybe do 5 days once a month. Maybe you do 7 to 10 day short water fasts every quarter. So like every season, every spring, summer, fall, winter, you do short little 7 to 10 day water fast. Or you can do a 40-day water fast, but I say only if you've worked your way up to it and you're seasoned and experienced in fasting. Gorging before or after a water fast is suicide, literally. Don't let stupidity cost you your life. Remember, the devil wants to kill you, and you're giving him a shot at it. And I'm really being honest and real with you, especially my Christian brothers and sisters. You don't think the devil wants to kill us? You don't think that by deceiving our minds into indulging before or after a fast that you're actually giving him an opportunity to cease existence in your mortal body because of the ignorance of doing such things? I just have to be really, really real about that. I've done it. And I've talked to so many people that have done it. I mean, praise God, we're all still here. We are so weak in the flesh. But we have to, honestly, we just have to grow up. We have to grow up spiritually. And we're never going to grow up spiritually if we're indulging before and after fasts. Okay? Prepare for a water fast by doing a few days on fruits or vegetables or fruits only or soups. I do khichdi going up to a water fast so I have plenty of nourishment. Do minerals in your water. Do things to prepare your body leading up to a water fast. Be smart. I really encourage people to take a bowel mover, a product, an herbal product that helps move their bowels, Mago 7 or something that's like an ozonated magnesium or some kind of a stool softener. Those kind of things. Keep your bowels moving. Do enemas while you're fasting. Very powerful. You want to get cleansed, old, waste, sick tissue out of your body. Old, morbid waste, mucus. You want to get all that old junk out of your body. You've got to keep your bowels moving. That's key. So many of the negative reactions people have to water fasting is because they're not getting the toxins and poisons and waste out of their body. I had a young guy who, I want to water fast, but every time I water fast, my skin turns yellow. It's his liver. It's jaundice. He has to help the toxins get out of his body. All right. You could consider enemas with warm water. There's other things you can add to enemas. Sea salt, clay, lemon juice. All right. So what to avoid? Everything but water. The length of the fast. I think we just talked about all that. Hot or cold body. Okay. People who are hot and need to lose weight will thrive on a water fast. People who are already cold and thin and weak, you can do it, but I caution you. Stop if you feel like it's unsafe. Stay warm. Hot baths, lots of layers. Drink hot water. Sip on hot or at least room temperature warm water, but never cold water. Okay? your body will create heat like a furnace during your fast. All right, there's lots of good books out there you could read on water fasting. One of the best is Herbert Shelton wrote a book called The Science and Fine Art of Fasting. He actually monitored 30,000 people on water fasts. So he's done a lot of it. All right, so I had a story one time of this gal who was anemic, and I read about it in one of the fasting books about how if you have anemia, you can water fast for 10 days and your anemia will go away. And she did it, and she called me, and she water fasted for 10 days, and she said she wasn't anemic anymore. Can you explain that one? The life of all flesh is in the blood. And when you water fast, the body not only starts to heal and remove and burn up old, sick, dead, diseased tissue, but it starts to reorganize the body. Okay, that iron and stuff has been there, but the only reason we're anemic is because our liver is completely gummed up and congested and toxic. And if you clean your liver and you clean your blood, you're not anemic anymore. It's not because people aren't eating enough red meat or whatever. We just don't understand the human body. So just thought I'd tell you that story about anemia. All right, so I could share some personal testimonies out of fasting, but on a 40-day water fast, I will share this because I think it's neat. Like I experienced love like I'd never experienced it before. I was doting and saying gushy things all over my wife. I couldn't stop. It was like uncontrollably coming out of my mouth. I mean, it was just neat how the Lord showed me this overwhelming desire to love and to express love in like my weakest, most frail moment. So that was a neat experience I had through water fasting. And again, our goal is purity and it's holiness. And I do believe in going after, obviously fasting, we go after things of the Spirit, but I also want us to partner with our body that God designed in our image, in His image. And so we need to partner with our bodies in removing sickness and waste and poisons out of the body. And water fasting is a great opportunity to do that. The water fasting, to some extent, your body will start to automatically remove all those old toxins, poisons, and waste, but you can help it. You can help it. You can help it through enemas, through some light exercise, through saunas, through different things. But I'm just going to really encourage you to be smart, to drink the right water, to add minerals to your water, and to just to be safe. So water fasting is probably the ultimate biblical way of fasting. May you, through this video, not only go after the things of the Spirit through fasting, but also understand the implications that it has on our physical bodies and how we can reverse sickness and disease, how can restore the temple of God that He created for us, that we can return back to the ways of purity and holiness through cleansing our bodies. And so I hope water fasting is something that you can do, even if it's baby steps, starting with a shorter water fast into extended 40-day water fasts. I hope this gives you the information, encouragement, and hope for you to go deeper into your water fasting journey. God bless.